Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'll be talking about the tier 8 premium French battleship, the Champagne. So, first of all, I picked this ship up from the February shipyard last month, and yeah, it's a TLDR, it's a good overall class cannon sniper. So, let's go into the details first. You get 4 engine accelerated 2s and 5 rapid reload 1s. So, you're basically gonna have beyond rapid reload, or use it off cooldown whenever it comes off. And for battle honors, you have the standard play 10 battles, and then you 50 citadels, which is like a pretty decent honor mission for Champagne, considering what it's good at. So let's go into the stats now. So first of all, you have around 40k HP, which is standard. 40k HP, which is standard for the tier. Your damage reduction, citadel protection, all that stuff is pretty bad compared to normal battleships, and we'll get more into that later. And then for your maneuverability, you move at 35 knots base, which is really fast for a battleship. Combined with your engine accelerated 2 here, you can get up to like 37 knots, I think, or maybe even faster, because I have speed count right now, so I'm not sure about the exact amount. But with this speed count here plus the engine accelerator, I get up to like around 39 knots. Your acceleration is decent, and your maneuverability is also pretty decent for a battleship. So the main thing with Champagne is that your armor is really bad, but you have decent maneuverability. Combined with how big the ship is, you can't tank very well, so you have to like play in positions where you won't get shot at. Now moving on to the guns, you have 6 406mm guns in 2x3, so you have 1 turret on the front here and 1 turret on the back here. And these guns have a 17.4 second reload in my build, where I'm running, I'm not sure actually, but somehow, oh no, sorry, the elite bonus. Yeah, the elite bonus brings it down. Your range is at 14.7 km, which is pretty decent. You do 1700 damage, almost 1800 on your AP, and you have 6 degree turret traverse. Your secondaries, you get standard French secondaries. You get 9 of them, 9 152s, and they have decent range, decent damage, and 9 second reload. So there's 2 of them in the front here and 1 in the back. And for your auto secondaries, you get 24 100mm. Your AA is pretty subpar, to be honest, and your concealment is a 9.6 with concealment build, which is pretty good in my opinion, or it's one of the best battleship concealments at least. So now let's move on to a comparison between this and the Gascogne. So if you look at the comparison here, Champagne, like I said, gets its 5 rapid reload 1s and 4 engine SL2s, while Gascogne gets 3 engine SL2s and 2 rapid reload 2s. So Gascogne is more focused about that burst damage, while Champagne has that more consistent like rapid reload spam, I guess. Looking at the comparison here, Gascogne has like 7k more HP, so as you can tell, Gascogne is already not the most tanky ship, or it's one of the least tanky battleships at tier 8, and Champagne is a step down from that, as you can see from the damage reductions and all that stuff. Looking at the stats on the CIC website about the armor plating and stuff, Champagne definitely has the worst armor for battleships at the tier, because it's basically almost cruiser armor at that point. And combined with your big hitbox, you can't tank very well. The only thing you have going for you is your relatively large HP pool compared to like a cruiser, for example. But it's pretty bad for battleship standards. Looking at the maneuverability here, Champagne definitely has this edge on speed and acceleration and turning. Looking at the guns here, Gascogne has 8 380mm, while Champagne gets 6 406s, and Champagne has a faster reload and a longer range by more than 1 km. So, not shown as comparison here, but on the CIC website is the dispersion values. So while the minimum and maximum dispersions, or the minimum dispersion is the same, and the maximum dispersion is better for the Champagne, and also the vertical is also better for Champagne, the main difference is the sigma value, because Gascogne has a 1 sigma value, meaning its shells go all over the place. Especially from my experience, this thing is one of the worst dispersions I've ever played. While Champagne has a 3 sigma value, meaning it's very accurate with these 6 guns. 3 sigma is also what Slava has, so as you can tell, Champagne is a very accurate ship, especially with 6 guns. The secondaries, they're exactly the same for the manuals. For autos, Champagne just gets more secondaries. You get 24 compared to 16, so 8 more. Your AA is worse than Gascogne, and your concealment is better at 10.6. So the Champagne here is, well, it's not the most tanky ship, right? So you have to play it at range at the beginning, or you have to try to use your concealment to get closer. So since look how big of a target this ship is. You can't take point and just tank in this thing. You can't play like a standard battleship. You have to like play it similar to the French battleships, where you have to kind of like run away or flank hard where you won't be shot at, but it's even more extreme. So you want to use like your accuracy at range at the beginning of the game to maybe like either farm from range where you don't get shot at, or if you have the opportunity, you can get into a flanking position with your speed and your concealment and try to get to a position where you can clap the enemies. Champagne actually has like pretty has relatively high caliber guns for this tier, and also it is pretty accurate, so it's actually pretty good at stripping modules and also getting citadels. So they're kind of like laser beams basically, so you want to use that to your advantage and either dart around the map flanking and like sniping people, or you want to like get into positions where you sneak up on enemies. But just remember that you don't have that burst damage compared to Gasconia because you just have 5 rapid reloads. So now let's go into the build. So first of all, not even a competition here for lead bonus. Main battery reload time -6%. That's basically a free reload mod with no downsides. Definitely take this. And fire flooding resistance is basically useless. So yeah, that's an easy choice. For camo, the H camo here, I don't have it, but it's a standard battleship camo. Makes your dispersion even better. Gives you more HP, more range, and torpedo damage reduction. So not the worst camo, just decent camo. Most of these you can use besides the torpedo damage reduction. So pick it up if you like this ship. For supplies, I'm not actually running any supplies because I usually don't run supplies on tier 8 ships, even though I probably should, but oh well. So I would recommend probably improved crew rations definitely, refined EZO definitely, and you can argue between high grade coal and preventative maintenance pack. Personally, I would probably go preventive maintenance because I don't think 3% concealment, even though I'm doing a concealment build for Champagne, I don't think 3% concealment is that valuable. I'd rather fix the HP, but that's just my preference. Equipment, main battery mod 3 to make your dispersion even better. You could run reload to even get more shells downrange, but since you only have 2 guns, I wouldn't risk it personally. I would rather just tighten up that dispersion even more. Standard propulsion in slot 2. I don't need to tell you why, because it's just that good. And third slot, standard concealment. There can be arguments made for steering, I guess, if you don't know how to use the concealment to your advantage. But considering how fragile this ship is, I think you should be able to before you play the ship, learn how to use your concealment well, so that you can do the concealment build. You could also argue speed mod for the funnies because of how fast this ship can go, but I think it's more unreliable. And also considering how big the Champagne actually is, I don't think speed mod would actually be worth it, in my opinion. So for my commander here, this is just my French battleship commander. So underwater protection expert, torpedo alert, artillery maintenance expert, victorious charge, fire supremacy here. If you're gonna share this with the main French battleship line, definitely take fire supremacy because Republique here only gets 2 rapid reloads, so you definitely want a third one. But if your commander is only for the Champagne and no other French ships, I would suggest taking survivalist instead because Champagne already gets 5 rapid reloads, and I have master reloader, but I usually can only get through like 4 of these max. So 5 is definitely enough, and 6 is definitely overkill. So if it's only for the Champagne, you should take survivalist instead. Generalist, tier 6, fully prepared. Adrenaline rush because extinguisher doesn't do much, and adrenaline rush just gives you that DPM boost. For this level 9, you could argue all 3 of these. Close quarters combat expert, I'd say your secondaries are not that good, so I wouldn't take this one. You could argue for engine overload because you get engine nacelle, but I feel that on the main French battleship line like Repub, and your engine nacelles really aren't that useful except for getting around, and it doesn't matter too much. While demo expert will help you knock out those modules. On Champagne, your engine nacelle is actually pretty useful for getting around and also like flanking, so you could argue this. But Champagne is also like one of the best suited ships for knocking out modules, so demo expert will also help you a lot. So you could go either or. I went demo expert because I prefer to be able to knock out those modules. Master reloader is a must on the French line, even for the main line and Champagne, especially if you want to use all these rapid reloads. Then you should definitely go APCS for even more pen. And you can probably go Citadel Strike on Champagne. Definitely go Citadel Strike. On the main line, you could argue Horizontal Protection Expert, though I'm not sure how much it does. So I haven't played Repub yet, so I'm not sure which one I would take. But if it's just for Champagne, go Citadel Strike. And then you want to go down Green Tree here, get Grease Gears, probably Armor Piercer here, and then Active Reload. Or you could argue Blue Tree, get Frenziness, get Protector. Wait, actually I'm not sure which is the best one. Yeah, Protector. And then I'll probably go last stand because last stand is just that good. So yeah, that's the Champagne. It's a really chunky battleship and with really bad armor and maneuverability, but you do have accurate laser beams for guns. So in summary, you want to make sure you take those fights where you don't get shot at a lot and don't take point, and you want to either be running away or flanking hard and using concealment to surprise enemies, but don't get too close or make sure they're not looking at you, otherwise you could die really quickly. So yeah, now we're going to move on into the 2 games. Okay, so in the first game here, we're against the illustrious Bismarck, Wiesbaden, Black Harbin, Takao, Black Benson, and Kagero. And on our team we have a Lightning, Harlem, 2 Wiesbadens, Atago, and Ranger. So we're in Aurora Domination, and I spawned in the center, slightly to the left, beside the carrier, and B-Cap is in front of me here. So, since Champagne is a relatively fast ship, I don't always recommend this, but I just decided to go flanking because this is when I first picked games, so like I thought this was a good flanker, and it is a good flanker, but only if you don't get shot at a lot, basically. So as you can see here, I'm taking a very wide angle because even though my concealment is pretty good, I still don't want. I wanted basically these cruisers to be spotted before me, so they're shot at first instead of me. So that's why I'm moving like parallel to the cap or perpendicular to where the caps are. So luckily the carrier is scouting the other flank or the enemy carrier, and my carrier is too stupid to send out planes. Classic Ranger player. Oh, they send out fighters. Wow, good for them. Yeah. So luckily the enemy CV is focused on carrier sniping, so I don't have to worry about them for now. And we see that there's somebody in B cap, so luckily my concealment is good enough where I'm not covering that. And there's a Black Harbin and a cruiser over there. So somehow A hasn't been capped yet, so that's surprising. And there's a Kagero, and now something's capping A cap. So it's definitely that Wiesbaden. So since they're broadside, might as well open up. And yeah, as you can see, this ship is very accurate, but I just aimed too low there because they were turning out. And I reuse my rapid reload because it's the beginning, because I have 6 of them, so I spam them as soon as I can, basically, to use all of them up. Now let's shoot the cow from across the map, or at the maximum range, and see what happens. And yeah, a bunch of full pens. So as you can see, these guns are pretty hard hitting, but you don't have very many of them, so your alpha isn't that good. But they are pretty good. They are solid guns though. So now let's shoot at Bismarck. Like compared to Gasconia, your guns will definitely always pen, like even stuff like this one. Like see, semi-pens and full pens. If that was a Gasconia, I wouldn't have hit that many shells. Or maybe I would have hit 3 shells out of 8 in Gasconia. And I definitely wouldn't have got that good results for penetration. Since Wiesbaden stuck on the rock, I decided to shoot at them. But they started moving, so we'll see how that sample goes. Yeah, 1 full pen, 1 over pen. So as you can see, these guns are very good penetration. But if I hit the bow or something, they will overpen. So at this point, the enemy team is all like clumped up in front of me, so I can just shoot at them without doing much. I just set myself in a kiting position, just in case they come after me. And there's a Black Benson out there, but I kind of ignore him because he's not really doing much. And I know I'm fast enough, I can just run away from his torpedoes. Plus I'm angled against him, so I should be fine. No point going to hunting him when there's some cruisers and a full health, basically full health Bismarck right in front of me. So like, I shoot at the Bismarck again, and that's 2 semi-pens. So since these guns are accurate, you have to make sure your aiming is on point. Otherwise, if you aim slightly to the side, then you'll definitely miss. So you want to make sure that your aiming is pretty good in this ship. And as you can see, the Bismarck's bow in, but look at that dispersion. I got 5 shell hits out of 6, which is really good for against a bow-in battleship. And I stripped one of his guns. So this thing is definitely a very accurate ship. Bismarck's dead at this point. He's on permafire, getting torpedoed from both sides. No need to bother shooting at them. And I guess I'll shoot this to Cal, who just stopped. So yeah, the Kyo and the Black Harbin are on A cap, and I still got the kill from Mr. Cal, or sniper kill. But the Black Harbin's pushing in, so, and the Black Benson's still sitting there, so I'm assuming this guy's gone AFK. So now I'm just trying to get a citadel on this Black Harbin, because especially against light cruisers, when you get those citadels, it really nukes them out, which is very satisfying. So he just shows up, pretty much we're getting full broadside, and let's see what happens. And look at dispersion, that's good dispersion, but I land all 6 shells, but I get a decent amount of overpens, so that didn't do the most damage to him. And now the carrier is coming, and as you can see, this AA is really not that good, because this is a tier 7 carrier, and I'm really not shooting out anything. Like 1, maybe 2. So, luckily the CV missed their job, because, yeah, I don't know, tier 7 CV players. But now at this point there's a Kagero coming after me, so I just decided to go behind this island, use my engine cell, and then run away. As you can see, I'm still at full health, so I haven't been shot at this game, so it really hasn't shown how good this thing's how bad this thing's armor is. I've just been sitting at the back, like basically letting my teammates tank while I just farm from the back, and that's kind of how you want to play this thing sometimes. Especially when there's a lot of enemies, you just want to play in the back, take it slow, and like basically let your teammates tank for you. So now the carrier spotted, I'm gonna turn off the lock and try and nuke this guy out. And as you see, you do a 4K on the Citadel and a bunch of full pens. And at this point, I'm just using secondaries, main guns, use everything. And we have 2.5 minutes left, and I still have 3 rapid reloads left. So that just shows you how many rapid reloads this thing really has, how many how excessive it is. Carrier actually finally lands some torpedo planes, so good for them. But it's too late at this point. I just killed my secondaries. Now Kagero's chasing me. So this ship's really fast actually, so I'm just gonna like keep going full speed ahead, and hopefully this will be able to throw off their aim. Go full speed ahead, make them lead a lot more, and then just turn out, slow down, turn out. And as you can see, they miss all the torpedoes, or they aim them really poorly. I might take one here, I don't remember, but my secondaries and main guns can finish them off. Yeah, I took one torpedo. But as you can see, look how accurate that salvo was. Those shells, look how tightly packed together they were. So even though this Kagero's like running away, and like definitely in something like Gascon your mat, I would not be able to kill this guy. But in the Champagne, I'm more confident in killing destroyers. But this guy just smoked up, so I don't know where he went. So yeah, at this point, it's 2 destroyers versus me, a cruiser, and our carrier. And I believe the other destroyer is the AFK Black Benson, so that we should be able to take care of that guy fine. So I just need to look for this Kagero, hit them like once with my main guns, and they'll die. And yeah, there's a Kagero in A-cap. But my turret traverse, let's see if I can hit him. Yeah, luckily I involved that, and look how accurate those shells are. But I aimed too low, so that just splashes right in front of them, unfortunately. So at this point, I'm just gonna use my rapid reload, try to get this salvo back faster, so I just killed Kagero. But they're running out of this point, so I'm not sure if I can kill them. So let's try aiming there. And yeah, my teammate definitely got this guy. And yeah, I hit 2 shells on him, 2 full pins, and yeah, he just explodes. So at this point, all that's left is the Black Benson. So I'm just gonna dodge these torpedoes real quick, go into A-cap, and yeah. Since Black Benson is sitting still, this should be relatively easy. Just need to aim straight in the middle, basically, and hopefully I can hit them. Might as well cap A point for those 3 points as well. So yeah, as you can see from this first game, I barely took any damage this game, and that's because I stayed in the back and let my teammates tank for me, so I could just not farm that, but like I pushed up to like around the flank, like especially where the carrier was, when I found the opportunity to, where a lot of enemies weren't shooting at me, and I was just like, since I have a lot of HP at the end of the game, I could still afford to do that. But in the second game, you'll definitely see how the armor doesn't do that. So yeah, there's the kill on Benson. I get 4 kills, Battlestar, with 79k, almost Big Cow. And yeah, that's the MVP. And let's see how we did. So yeah, you have 4 medals here. 12k down to secondary is not bad. Mostly the damage came from main guns. And looking at our team here, yeah, my team, some of us did okay, some of us not so good. But the enemy team didn't do that well either. Especially that Black Benson. I don't know what happened to him, he just went AFK. So yeah, now let's move on to the second game. So in the second game here, we're up against a double North Carolina, Shapayev, Zach Takao, Shimanto, Loyal, Benson. Our team, we have Benson, Gustav Julius Maker, DZP, Auckland, Cleveland, and an NC. And we're on Friar's Lantern and Domination. So I spawned by A-cap, so I decided I'm just probably just gonna flank to where that big island is above A-cap, because 1, it'll protect me protection, and 2, it's overall good position for flanking. So yeah, on my flank I got a Benson and a Cleveland here, and hopefully both of these guys go towards A-cap so I'm not going alone. And I wish DZP was honestly on this flank, because those bombs are definitely useful for scouting, but oh well. And yeah, since I have 4 engine cells, I'm just going to use them at the beginning of the game, since there's a clear position I know I want to get to. So I'm just going to use it, and with this speed camo, and also with engine cell, I believe I get up to around 39 knots. Can't tell right now because I keep turning. Yeah, 39.9 with the speed camo and engine cell. So you could actually crack 40 knots with like the speed build, but I wouldn't recommend that because I don't think it's that beneficial. So I'm just going around trying to make sure I don't get spotted first, and Shimanto gets spotted, and that's a pretty good target because light cruiser giving broadside, that's good. So I think this guy's actually slowing down, so I lead a bit too much. But As you can see, once again, those shells are very accurate. So, luckily, she might have stuck against island now, and so I can just use my rapid reload on them. And also, the first game I had master reloader, but the second game here I didn't get master reloader yet, so my rapid reload time is a bit different. If you don't have it, you want to activate it around 13 to 12 seconds. No, sorry. If you do have it, you want to activate it around 13 to 12 seconds. And if you don't, I believe it's around 6, I think. And there's a double Citadel Shimato telegram. So yeah. So now I see that NC is heading towards this island, and I just decided I'm gonna go around and brawl this guy. And normally I wouldn't recommend this, but this NC player doesn't seem the most skilled. Plus, basically my entire team, as you can see, we're forming a line here. We're basically all here. So I just decided I'm gonna go around this island and try to like cross the T of this guy basically. And using this island, I can get closer than where my consumer actually is, or I can get closer. And yeah, since this guy seems distracted, so I might as well just go after them, turn off lock on, and let's see what we can do. First salvo, some side pens, a full pen. That kind of went into his belt, so that could have been better. But I'm trying to use my speed here to go around his T so that he has problems aiming his front turrets. So now my autos are going, and my secondaries are going, so yeah. And this guy still hasn't turned it off, so that's good. So I got some more full pens, some over pens because someone needs to get down. But he turned his turrets to hit me, and as you can see, just the front two turrets, they already did a lot of damage. 8k, that's like a fifth of my health. So I really got to get around this guy and try to prevent him or minimize. So next salvo, boom, strip 2 of his secondaries, and that's some decent damage. And I'm just gonna keep trying to go around him so he can't get his main gun off, or his front 2 guns at least, because he has 2 guns in the front and 1 in the back. And luckily my team finishes him off, so no need to use that rapid reload. And at this point I'm kind of far up in the map, so it's time to head towards B cap and C cap. There's a loyal out there between B and A, but it's a destroyer, so I kind of don't want to be bothered to deal with him. And even though I wasted a rapid reload here, like just as North Carolina was getting killed, doesn't really matter because I still have 4 more of them. And especially without master reloader, I'm definitely not using all these. So let's just do a blind shot towards Ship Hive. I let it way too much there, so that didn't really do much. But now that I'm getting closer and around the island, I should have a better shot of actually hitting them. So they're slowing down, backing up, so I just need to aim a bit further back. And let's see how they do. So that's actually one of the worst salvos I've seen from this ship. Yeah, 1 shell hit, and you see how wide those shells were? Normally it's not that bad. Normally it's a lot better than that. So there's an NC and a Takao in front of me, a black Takao and a Benson. But since my team's shooting at Ship Hive, I'm not supposed to keep shooting at him because he's also full broadside basically. Benson's getting a bit close for comfort, so that's unfortunate, but I'm just gonna turn away from the island and see what happens. So at this point I think black Takao's targeting me. Yeah, and I think NC might be soon, not sure. But since I'm at full health, I was kind of cocky. I was like, okay, might as well just push, right? Because I have so much HP. Because I'm at full health. But you'd be surprised at how fast this ship's mount. Because as you can see, even Takao hitting me, you can see it's doing a sizable amount of damage to my HP. Especially with the perma-fire. Or that's just one fire I'm letting burn. Yeah. And I'm stuck against island now, so I have no escape. So I'm kind of wedging between a Takao and an NC. I gotta keep in mind like Takao's torpedoes, so I gotta dodge those. So I'm trying to go stern into them. But that means I'm at full broadside NC. And as you see, I'm at 29k right now. He hits me 27. That's not the worst. Usually it's a lot worse. But luckily Takao missed torpedoes. But I went from like 40k to 30k just from Takao shooting at me. Just from like 3 salvos from me. So as you can see, this thing's armor really does not hold up. Yeah, that was like another 4k. Now as he's shooting at me, I think this salvo actually does a lot of damage. Actually no, that's 5k. That wasn't bad. Could be a lot worse. But I finished off NC with 2 Pitadels. So that's very nice. So luckily I had my teammates helping me here, but in a 1v1 situation, I definitely, or because it's Takao and the NC, I definitely could not have taken that. So you gotta really play this thing to take opportunities in this thing, look for opportunities where you're not tanking basically, because from that like 1 minute thing where I was tanking, I already lost like 3/4 of my HP. So I'm just gonna shoot at loyal now because Takao's behind a rock, might as well. And as expected, I get overpen because this thing's penetration is like really good. So you probably will not like get full points on destroyers unless you hit like a really armored one. So at this point there's 2 cruisers left and a destroyer. We're up by around like 60 points, 60-70 points, and yeah, we have 1 cap compared to their 2, so we're actually losing. Not losing, but we're probably gonna lose if this keeps up. And we just lost Cleveland, so we're behind now. So yeah, we gotta finish somebody off. So I'm shooting a black to cow right now, and they smoked up, but I got some full fence, so that was nice. And this guy keeps lighting me on fire, which is really annoying. I'm at 15k HP, so single fire, I'm just gonna DCP that. And luckily our Benson's taking C cap, so that's nice. And I'm gonna shoot a black to cow again. Hopefully they go in front of the island so I can keep shooting at them instead of behind, and luckily they do. And that was a pretty bad salvo. 1 full pen, 1 side pen, 1 bounce. Yikes. So without master reload, you want to activate it around 7 to 6 seconds. 6 to 7 seconds. Okay, I'm sorry. But yeah, with master reloader, it's 12 to 13. And as you can see there, a bunch of full pens. I stripped something and I got a Citadel, so that was nice. And with that kill and also the dead loyal, we basically secured this game. Shafab has no way to win. And yeah, I end this game with 106k and 5 Citadels. So you can see when your targets are like light cruisers and stuff, you can definitely get a lot of Citadels. Or if you just aim at the deck armor of a battleship, like something like NC. So this is the MVP, 3 kills and 106k. So yeah, that's the champagne. Overall, I find the ship very fun. That's why I picked it up from the shipyard. It's one of the battleships I wanted the most actually. And yeah, it's basically like a glass cannon sniper. As you can see, my team, nobody cracked 40k except me. So that's why I got so much damage. Yeah. So yeah, that's the champagne. Overall, if you want a ship where you are a glass cannon with high speed and good accuracy, you should pick this ship up. But don't expect to play it like a traditional battleship where you can just like a Yamato, right? Sit in the back and snipe with your good accuracy. Nah, in champagne, you need to make sure that you try to take the least fire possible, otherwise you'll melt very quickly. But it is also very fun when you flank and get those successful flanking moves like in that second game where I actually got around to the NC and brawled them. That was very fun. And also, getting those Citadels and you kill those light cruisers is also very fun. So yeah, overall, that's a champagne. Thank you for watching and have a good rest of your day.